Hello everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel. I am called Maggie Saure and I'm so blessed to come to you again with a new video today. And before I continue, I do hope you've watched my last video, which is a music video of my song Nyoneta Retenu, which means my help is coming. I do hope that you have watched it. If you have not, when you're done with this one, go look for it, and I pray that it will bless you because it's a prayer song actually that says, I know my help comes from the Lord, the maker of heaven and earth. Yeah, I'm not talking about music now. Um, I want to talk about something. You see, most of us are not thankful for where we are. Most of the time we like to complain a lot. We complain about the things that we don't have. We complain about why God is taking so long to answer our prayers. But one thing I realized lately is that we don't take time to look at what we have, to be thankful for what we have. Because as you complain, for example, about stuff in your life, maybe you're looking for a job and you're not getting a job. There's somebody who has a job, who has a car, who has the money, but still has no joy in their life. It could be they are sick, it could be they have no life partner, and yet they have these things. So for you, for example, you may be struggling, for example, financially, but God has blessed you with children, God has blessed you with a spouse, and so you need to be contented and thank God. Because imagine that person who you think amefika, who you think is complete with finances and everything, cries every night for that thing that they want, for a child, for healing, maybe they are sick, for a spouse, and maybe there is no one coming by for them. So you need to really be thankful, because I realize that most of the time we desire everything, but sometimes you may not have everything, but you be thankful for what you have. And then, yes, you can have the things you're asking for, but you need to understand that there is a time for it, that God is a God of times. God akuangi ana mpango. He always has a plan, plans for good and not for evil, according to Jeremiah 29:11, to give us a future and a hope. And I know I can testify with that word that God always has a plan for everyone. So if we can just stop complaining for what we do not have. Can you imagine an example like somebody who is sick? There is some of you, maybe you have no health issues in your life. Like you wake up strong, you're so healthy, you wake up and eat anything. There are people who are sick. For example, I'm diabetic myself. And before I eat, I have to look at what is cooked. I have to be sure that there is no carbohydrate in my meal. Can you imagine avoiding carbohydrates? And I'm somebody who loves ugali a lot. Like ugali is my favorite meal. And yet I can't eat white ugali. I had to learn to eat brown ugali, which at the beginning was really not tasty, but I'm so used to it right now. When I go to parties, I can't eat everything that is there. I have to check, and most parties they really capitalize on sugary things. There is cake, fruits. Can you imagine? I'm not allowed to eat fruits unless only an avocado. Afadhali sikunyima avocado. I can't eat anything that has sugar. I can't eat rice, chapati, unless it's brown. And yet, brown again, it has to be, a limited amount. So, what I'm trying to say is this. Imagine you wake up in the morning, you can eat a whole plate of ugali and it doesn't harm you. And then you're complaining and telling God, where are you? Imagine somebody who is sick. You can imagine the prayer of that person. Like sometimes you're so hungry, you want to enjoy, but the moment you eat anything, it's like poison in your body. It reacts immediately. You're sick, you go to hospital, and yet you who has no issue with food, you are complaining and telling God you've forgotten about me. I'm saying this because yes, I know it's painful. Whatever you're lacking is so painful because you really want it. But imagine there's somebody anashinda osi. I can imagine, for example, for me, moments where I wake up and maybe my sugars are so low, so I'm so shaky. I remember there's a time recently where I came to the dining table. I found my daughter taking a snack and I was shaking. And when the sugars go low, you can even die if you don't immediately do something. Now when sugars are low, it's now allowing me to eat something sugary quick, like a Fanta, a soda, like sugar, something very sugary, so that it can bring back the sugar. Because if it goes low, 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 it will be bad. So I was shaking, and my daughter is like, "Mom, your sugars are low." I'm like, "Yes, get something for me immediately," because I was struggling to walk. I was so weak, and I could see tears in her eyes, and I just wanted to say, let's be thankful. You see, you're thinking you're really struggling in life, but there's somebody who may have everything, but they are struggling with health. They're in hospital, the children are all alone at home, they can't be there for them. Every time there's an incident of hospital admission and all that. Let's be thankful for where we are. There is somebody today who is so pretty, has everything they want to have, but then they don't even have they don't have maybe a spouse, for example. There is somebody today who is really begging for a child. They have everything in life, but they don't have a child. You can imagine in the street, you can find a lady who is seated in rags, sleeps in the street, and has twins. Very beautiful ones. Can you imagine this kind of life? So there's a way God balances everyone. And I'm not saying you're not going to get what you want, but be contented with what you have. Ujue, people are crying over what you have. You may be having children and you're suffering, but people are crying. When they look at you with your kids, they feel like God would bless them like you. You're crying because maybe you want a car. The person who has a car is crying every day. Maybe they can't even fuel that car. They are struggling with something else. So don't be lied to about the flossy, lifestyle on social media where you see people going for holiday. You think people are having it. Some people who look so happy, it could be couples, it could be individuals who look really happy. They have tears. If you chunguza their lives really well, you will find that they cry inside their rooms because there is something they are lacking, but they are not showing you that part. So it is making you have sleepless nights, and yet they are only showing you the positive side of life. They've chosen to show the positive. They've chosen to bury their negative and just come out and look like all is well. So for you, you're watching, you're looking at it, and you're thinking, where people are doing well, don't lie to yourself. Even you're doing well. It's only that you've not posted it, or you've not you've not capitalized on the positive side of your life. Let's be thankful. Let me read our word real quick. Ecclesiastes chapter 9 verse 11. Chapter 9 verse 11. Ecclesiastes chapter 9 verse 11. It says, again, I saw that under the sun the race is not for the swift, nor the battle for the strong, nor bread for the wise, nor riches to the intelligent, nor favor to those with knowledge, but time and chance happen to them all. Time and chance happen to them all. There is your chance, there is your time. It happens to everyone. So don't look at somebody like they are so strong. You see, like it's saying, battle is not for the strong. Sometimes the people you think are strong are not even strong. Or the race is not for the swift. You're thinking now because somebody is so educated, they are faster than you, they are blessed than you, they are way ahead than you. Let me tell you, time and chance comes to all. So just wait for your time, wait for your chance. Let people have their chances, let people have their times, and just be restful. Be patient. One thing I realized is that as Christians, we are never patient. I always talk about that. And I think that is a virtue that God wants for everybody. God really desires for somebody to be very patient with him, because God is so faithful. Let me tell you, God is so faithful. You see, when you rest on him and just be like, you know what, God, whatever time you have for me, align my destiny according to your will, and you wait on God, it's going to happen. Be thankful for where you are today. God bless you, and bye bye. And before I go, please subscribe if you